So because I want to give her that beautiful bridal flawless look, we're going to airbrush her skin. Airbrush is very popular these days. It's very well known within the bridal and the wedding industry now, just because you can get up to 14-hour wear time with it. It's very light on the face. It feels like you have nothing on. So with airbrush makeup, we're going to do all her concealing beforehand. So we want to make sure we do her under eye concealing, any kind of redness or areas you want to cover up around the face beforehand. And I prefer to use a color that's a little bit lighter than her natural skin tone because, again, it's gonna get that extra brightness in there and it's just gonna kind of help really lift the eye. And I'm gently really kind of working the makeup into her skin with my finger. I'm using the warmth of my finger to kind of really kind of press it in. If you want to cover up any kind of blemishes beforehand or any kind of redness, you want to use a shade slightly darker than your skin type because if you use something lighter, it's really going to kind of stand out when we put the makeup on. We don't want to really draw attention to that. We really want to set it back, right? All right, so now that we finished concealing her skin, we're gonna go ahead and apply our primers. Now we have the two primers from the Be Pro line. We've got the Daily Wear Anti-Aging and the Daily Wear Oil Control. Now, since she said that she is a little oily right now, especially in the T-zone, we're gonna go ahead and put some of the oil control in her T-zone, and then we'll use the anti-aging elsewhere around the face, just so that you know, the skin plumps up. We want the skin to look really nice and fresh, so when the airbrush makeup hits it, it just kind of lays really nicely and lightly on the face. So we applied the oil control primer right in her T-zone, right around her, around the side of her nose here, right around her chin. So it's gonna really kind of control the oil throughout the day so she doesn't get oily, doesn't have to touch up too much throughout the day. Now we're gonna go ahead and put the anti-aging primer just elsewhere here and kind of put it down on our cheeks and her jawline, kind of brush down right into the décolleté area. So now I'm going to apply the foundation, the Be Pro Daily Wear Airbrush Foundation, and it's a water base. So the water base is really what I like to use on most everybody, most brides, most special events, because it does give a nice glow. It does last all night, really. So we're going to go ahead and just give a nice light layer over her face. We're going to kind of, you know, go a little heavier in some areas. The great part about the airbrush makeup is that it's buildable. So you're not going to see it right away, but you're just going to kind of use it in areas where you need it, but you don't necessarily have to use it everywhere. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a light bronzer all over her face using the airbrush. So now that we're completely done with the airbrush, I'm going to actually powder her whole face. Because she is a little oily, I really want to make sure that it sets and we don't want any kind of shine throughout the day. I'm going to take my Flawless Finish setting powder. A little goes a very long way, and I'm just going to kind of dab it right into her skin. So now I'm going to kind of go through and add a little bit more contour here. I'm going to use the Be Pro Mineral Based Pressed Powder. We really want to kind of keep it soft and natural. And this is a medium dark color on her. So you really want to make sure you don't go past this part of the eye. So now I'm going to use an eyeshadow base. We really want her eyeshadow to stay on all day, her makeup to look pretty all day, just stay put. So we're going to use the eyeshadow base, and I'm really going to kind of work it on the back of my hand just to kind of warm it up. And this is really going to help so that the oils don't really come through and increase throughout the day. The color just kind of really pops when you have an eyeshadow base on. So there's really a good couple of reasons to wear an eyeshadow base, and you can wear it every day. It doesn't have to be a special event. It's great to use every day. So after I apply the eyeshadow base, I like to use a color that's very close in her skin tone color. So a very matte shadow, because we're just gonna kind of almost start with a clean slate. So we're just kind of gonna apply Papyrus here. Some nice matte shadow right over the eyeshadow base, all over her eye here. So once we put this on, it's really gonna make all the colors, the other eyeshadow colors that we're gonna use, go on really smoothly, look really nice and even. So when it comes to eyeshadows, you really wanna use nice, pretty, soft colors. You know, you can do the smoky eye, but I definitely would avoid black. Black does not photograph very well. It's very harsh in the photos. So if you do want to use a nice smoky eye, I suggest something like the soft grays or the soft browns, you know, your more earthy tones. So I'm going to use a soft pink. It's Sedona. It's a matte color as well. And I'm just going to kind of use this as her all over eyelid color. So now I'm going to kind of go ahead and add a little bit of contour in her crease with the gilded. It's just like a nice soft, it's got a little bit of shimmer in it, but it's a very soft brown. Nothing too harsh. I'm just going to add a little bit of the gilded right underneath her eyes, just to kind of softly bring it all together. We're going to go ahead and add some chocolate eyeliner. Again, brown is a lot softer, so it's not so harsh on the camera. It's not so harsh on the face. And I'm using this in her waterline just to kind of, like I said, put a little more drama into it without going too dramatic. Now we're going to really load her up with lots of mascara. I think drama should really be played up in the lashes. You can always add false lashes to your wedding look the day of. You can use individual, you can do the eyelash extensions, you can use the strip lashes. Now with your eyebrows, you don't want to go super harsh the day of, but you want them to look nice and natural, nice and pretty. And like we talked about earlier, if you're going to get your brows threaded, waxed, or tweezed, make sure you do it at least 2 weeks prior to. That way you don't have any kind of irritation going on in your brows the day of. We're gonna add some color under her cheeks. We're gonna use the Be Beautiful cheek palette. This is great for professional artists, great for salons and spas, or even just great to have in your makeup drawer, because look, you've got 10 wonderful colors you get to choose from. This is pretty much every shade you've ever needed to use. You can mix and match them as you go, so it depends on what you're feeling like that day. So we're gonna use Marvelous lip color on her. It's just a very nice pinky, purpley type color, very light, very natural, that looks great for everybody. This color looks great on every single skin tone. Photographs beautifully, looks great. So now that we have her entire face completed here, we're gonna go ahead and set it with the Lights Camera Action setting spray. This is a setting spray that's really gonna kind of hold the makeup in place, really keep it all night long. Even though the airbrush makeup is long wearing and it does stay on all night, this is going to give it that extra oomph, the extra staying power.